my cupcakes, and welcome back to my channel. I've missed you all so much. So just to fill you guys in, if you guys have watched my previous vlogs, you all know that I was in Korea for 2 weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed my vlogs. If you haven't watched it yet, I will list it or link it down below so you guys can watch it. I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys are happy that I'm back as well. So as you guys can see in the title down below, today we'll be reviewing the new double lasting foundation by Etude House, and this is how it looks like. I am actually on Etude House's website right now, and it's actually on sale, you guys. So I probably could have saved more by purchasing it online here than buying it in Korea. So let's get into the details of this foundation. So this is a long-lasting foundation that provides perfect cover and thin fitting feel. It comes in 12 shades, which is pretty good for being a Korean represented foundation. But because Etude House is a Korean makeup company that is highly represented in Asia, the darker shade range isn't going to be great. So on the website, it just kind of tells you how to apply and some cautions, which I've never seen like cautions on foundation. Basically, it says do not use product on scars or any area of skin irritation such as dermatitis and eczema. Keep the product clean for next use. Do not share with others. Avoid extremely high and low temperatures and keep out of direct sunlight. Keep the product out of reach of children and babies. Alright, now that the claims are all out there, let's jump right in and try this foundation out. Alright guys, we are close and personal again. So my skin recently, it's been pretty normal. I did have pretty bad breakouts after my flight back to America from Korea, but I think it's all healing now. Everything's pretty good. I did moisturize my skin, and I also primed my skin with the No Pore Blend Primer by Touch in Sol because I've been using this for so long now and I know how it performs, so I don't want the foundation to be altered by primers that I've never tried before, so that is what we're using today. We also got this, yeah. Alright, so headband is on, hair is back. Let's open this foundation up. So this is how the foundation looks like. It actually has 1.05 ounces, which actually is 0.05 more than usual. And also, it's a pump, which is always a plus. It actually says pat on the face with fingertips to increase adherence and absorption into skin. Maybe I shouldn't use the sponge on the other side this time because it actually says finger application. Okay, what I'll do is apply one half of my face with the brush and the other half with my fingers, which usually isn't my preference to do that because I don't really like touching my face with my fingers, but it actually recommends that you do, so I guess we'll try it. Alright, so I guess I'll start with the brush on this side. Please ignore my really embarrassing leftover lash extensions because at this point, like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, I just want to pluck them all out, but that means my eyelashes will literally be bald, so. Ooh! It is so watery. That scared me. Okay. That is going on this side. Oh god, it looks really light. Alright, here we go. Oh, it has definitely a scent. Korean makeup loves making their products smell fruity and citrusy. This has a very strong perfume scent. I feel like I'm gonna look like a ghost. You know what, guys? I mean, obviously, besides the color being a little too light, which I'm not too worried about, it looks pretty freaking great. Like, the coverage is really good. I'm actually surprised that the coverage is this good. I wouldn't say it's like the most highest coverage that I've ever seen, definitely not, but I guess I wasn't expecting this much coverage, so I'm pretty impressed actually. I'd say to me this is about high medium to a almost full coverage. Everything is pretty much covered. I definitely don't think I would need a second layer, which is really good. It's not sitting anywhere awkwardly. It's not clinging onto any dry patches. Alright, as you guys can tell the difference, the coverage is pretty good, and it definitely did even out my skin tone because of the coverage. All right, let's try the other side using my fingers this time. All right, so again, here's a pump. You guys can see how watery and liquidy it is. All right, here we go. Like, do I just tap it or do I rub it? Okay, let's just tap. Obviously, applying it with your fingers is taking longer than what a brush would do. Some areas are actually leaving fingerprint marks, like if I just tap it. I just realized it already like settled down. I think when it comes to coverage, the brush side actually delivered slightly better coverage just because I think it had a more even application. I actually get what they mean by having the foundation adhere to the skin better when you apply with your fingers, because it actually did set down a lot nicer and smoother with my fingers, which is really weird. Honestly, if you ask me, I think I would still prefer the brush side. I love how it looks on my skin, and I love the fact that it's delivering this much coverage, but I don't feel like it. I'm still probably going to very lightly set it just because I do that on a regular day basis, and I don't want this review to be altered by not doing it. I'm just hoping that it'll stay like this and that I won't be like a gray spot towards the end. So the check-in time right now is 12:21. We'll call it 12:20. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. It is currently at 12:43. I'm going to call the check-in time at 12:20 since that's when I actually finished the foundation. Let me just tell you guys really quickly what's on the rest of my face. My eyeshadow is this new Urban Decay Back Talk palette. There's like blush and highlighters, and then there's a mirror in the middle which you can take out, but you actually need it in order for it to close. So I'm gonna just leave that in there. And then for eyeshadow, I'm actually wearing these colors right here. Back Talk, 3 sheets and Curve. And then I'm actually wearing 180 at the end here as an eyeliner because, again, I have eyelash extension left over, so I don't really, well, I haven't been wearing a lot of eyeliner so that I can just let it be. I did set my entire face, again, using my all-time favorite Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder. I literally just went light-handed on it, just kind of tapped it so that it just very, very lightly sets. Totally forgot to mention blush. Blush I'm also wearing from this palette. I'm wearing a double take right here. I'm also wearing the highlighter here, which I'm actually really impressed with because the shade, it has like a little bit of rosy tone underneath it, but it's actually really flattering to wear with the whole pinky look, so I think it goes really well with it. On my lips, I'm actually wearing these 2 shades right here. This is the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment, and I'm wearing Lip Freak and American Woman together, so that's what this shade is. So back to the foundation. As I mentioned earlier, I freaking love it right now. It's literally like what I look for in a foundation. Again, the only thing is the color, which doesn't really bother me that much. Honestly, I feel like it'll oxidize naturally enough for it to adjust to my skin tone. Another thing that I was quite impressed with was how well it wore with my concealer. Again, I'm wearing the Tarte Shape Tape concealer because that's literally all I wear, and it actually blended really nicely with the foundation because I wore it down to about here, and it adjusted really nicely with the foundation, so I'm really impressed with that. One major thing that I actually really like is how it feels on my skin. It's so smooth, like it actually feels smooth. It's really lightweight and it's sitting beautifully on my skin. I actually feel like it's kind of blurring my skin as well. One thing that I am noticing is slight creasing and separation on the sides of my nose. I think it has to do with when I was baking my under eyes with the Derma Blend Loose Translucent Powder. I'm not too bothered by it just because I do notice this on a lot of my other foundations as well. Today is slightly gloomy and cloudy. It's not raining, but it's just kind of cloudy, so I'm not worried about sweating or getting rained on or anything. I'm actually about to go to Home Depot to pick up some more herbs for my garden because it is springtime and my allergies are kicking in, so I need to pick up some of my allergy meds as well. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys during my midday check-in. Hey guys, it's check-in time now. It is currently 4:44. 444. Oh my god. I've officially wore this foundation for a little over 4 hours. Pretty much I've been just gardening. Anyways, back to the foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a closer look. All right, so like I said, foundation, oh my gosh, guys, it looks so nice. I'm so happy with how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm not wearing anything heavy, and it looks really nice too. Like I love how natural and dewy and glowy it looks. Also, because I'm in front of like my window, the foundation color matches me pretty well, but honestly, if you look at it under natural light, it's still like a little bit off. You'll see what I mean when I do my final check-in. But it did oxidize just a tad bit, not like to a point where it's like so bad, but I guess in this case it worked out because I needed it to oxidize just a little bit. So yeah, the oxidization, it's not like to a point where you'll notice the color, but it's just enough to just kind of let the foundation adjust to your skin. Earlier, I was worried about like the little separation that I had on the sides of my nose. Honestly, it just looks the same from the initial application, and everything else, like I'm kind of surprised with how amazing like this area looks. Usually by this time, I'll start to see a little bit of dryness kind of peek through because of the concealer and the baking and all, but it looks good. Like my forehead looks really good and smooth, my cheeks. I just really like how it's a full coverage foundation, but it still looks really natural and it feels natural. So I'm really happy with it so far. I have a really good feeling about this foundation, and I have a good feeling that I'll end up liking it all throughout the day. I'm gonna really try and wear this foundation for 4 more hours, 4 to 5 more hours, so that I can complete like the 9 to 10 hour mark. So I'll see you guys towards the end of the day. Alright guys, I'm back for my final thoughts. It is currently 9:16 at night. Pretty much wore this foundation for 9 hours now. Alright, so without further ado, let's take a closer look at my face. Alright, so the first thing that I'm noticing is the little bit of oil that you're seeing on my T-zone and the inner part of my cheeks and my chin, which is pretty normal. I mean, if I were to maybe powder my face in the middle of the day, I can avoid this, but honestly, this much amount of oil I'm not really too bothered by. The only thing is that because the oil is peeking through right here where it's usually my concern area for the pores, my pores does seem a little bit more visible than usual. I mean, honestly, it's really not even a big deal. Like I'm not really bothered by it. I can only see it when I look closely at it. So I might have to play around with different primers to see what works best with the foundation. But honestly guys, like overall, I love this foundation. I think it makes me look really healthy and flawless. Like I love the coverage, although I wouldn't claim it to be like a full-blown full coverage foundation, but it still had a good amount of coverage that I was satisfied with, which is very surprising because I really do have high expectations when a foundation claims it to be full coverage. So I really appreciate it. The little areas that I was concerned with from the initial application, which was the side, like the crevices of my nose, it just kind of stayed the same. And the feeling of this foundation, you guys, it was so velvety, smooth, and lightweight. It was definitely lightweight. 9 hours of wear and it still looks this great. I'm very happy with it. With all that said, this foundation is definitely Christina approved. I would definitely recommend this for my dry skin and combination skin. Alright guys, that is all for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if there are any other foundations you guys would like me to review in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!